as the name itself suggests, we'll be solving a case using Herscu's analysis. Before starting with the session, I would like to give a brief introduction about myself. I'm Dr. Neha from the team RADAROPUS group of companies. So I'm Dr. Neha from the team RADAROPUS from the Beijing group of companies. So I welcome to all the viewers who have joined us today for today's session on Herscu's analysis. So before starting the session, I would like to thank Beijing Group of Companies for providing me with this platform that I'm here in front of you all, giving you insights about this Herscu module. So I'll start with the session. What is Herscu module? So what it does is Herscu module cycles and segments. So if we talk about Herscu module, it is a analysis technique. It is a tool which helps with your practice. So it is developed by Dr. Paul Herscu, and he have a radical new way of thinking. He have a new way of approach towards patients and materia medica. So what he have focused on, he's a classical homeopath, and he have focused on certain themes or qualities, and he have developed the analysis according to that. So what Dr. Herscu have done is he have taken few big qualities which may consist of many sub qualities. So suppose if I take off one quality, say burning. So burning is one quality, like burning in abdomen, or I can say flatulence. So it is one of the quality. It may have a lot of sub qualities in it. So like if I talk about flatulence or distension of abdomen, it may have many sub qualities such as irritability of bowels. It may have burning in stomach, eructation, sour eructation, bilious eructation. So these are all subcategories of that. So that quality could be a pathology, it could be a mental symptom, it could be a general sensation, it could be anything. So what he have done is he have grouped those qualities into different segments. And if we talk of cycle, so he noticed that there in many patients of Dr. Paul Herscu, he noticed that the complaints are starting with one particular complaint or ailment. Then there comes the next group of symptom, then come the next group of symptom, and then it goes to physical level. So he noticed that there is a repeated cycle which is going on. So suppose if I talk about anger. So if a patient gets anger really easily, so it is the first theme that you have taken. A person might have different reaction to that anger, so he have taken all those reactions under one quality, anger. Then anger might lead to some other symptom. Suppose like violence, he might take all the symptoms that the patient present in violence. Then that violence may anger and violence may lead to some complaints, say gastric ailments, or uh, pain in cardiac region. So and every time the patient present with anger, he develops pain in the precordial region or symptoms like that. So he noticed these cycles and he have developed a module according to that. So suppose if a patient comes to you who presents you with same set of symptoms, like there is a triggering factor, it can be mental factor or a physical factor as well. Suppose like if a patient get complaints after loss of sleep, so loss of sleep is one quality which leads to rest of the problems. So if you are seeing certain cycles or same set of symptoms that patient comes to you every time with, you can use Herscu's module in those cases. So Dr. Paul Herscu's offer us a different way to look at homeopathy. These insights do not contradict with other method, but this cycle and segment approach just simplifies and clarify your case taking and analysis. The result will be that you can significantly increase the accurateness of your prescribing. So like every time patient presents with the same symptom, if we go for normal reporterization, we'll get that whatever remedies covering that particular those rubrics, so you'll get result of that. But if we focus on deeper level on the qualities, then we will get we may get a completely different medicine that would be the actual minimum for that particular case. So, like before starting with it, I would like to share some of the radical ideas of Dr. Herscu. So, according to Dr. Herscu, you need to understand the patient. It is like maximum time what we do is we jot down the symptom of the patient and then we reporterize. And so he have focused on, like, we have to find a relationship between the symptoms, and it is important to understand your case as a whole, not just as set of symptoms. uh, this need to get order in your case. So your case should be in order, like wherever you can get that particular order or sequence of symptoms. uh, so he have focused on that particular quality. So to analyze your case, you and select what symptoms, use various methods and theories exist. So like he have not I would say he have not rejected any of the theories, like Dr. Henman guideline, Ken guideline. He have read all the literature and he have developed a new method. It is very much influenced with Dr. Vithulka's method and Dr. Kent's method. So he have focused more on the important or characteristic symptom. It his ideology resonates more with Dr. George Vithulka's. So moving on, according to Dr. Paul Herscu, if you study your patient, it is always possible to see a logic, a relationship behind individual symptom. Several symptoms can be joined together because they express the same idea or the same quality or segment. Like I've already explained you. So, like if we no symptoms develops without any cause, so there might be some predisposing cause behind any of the symptom. Uh, so if you are able to get that cause out of the patient, you may get that chain of symptoms. So like this is the first symptom that is coming up, then the second symptom, then the third symptom, and so on. So after you have got different qualities, you know uh, like which have a group of symptoms, a particular quality. If I talk about anger, it is a quality which have different reflection, like violent anger, grieving anger, suppressed anger. These are different quality. So like if you have got, the first step is to get that particular quality. Then after like you have got that particular quality, the next step is that between these groups of symptom, a relationship can be detected. Second stage is, after finding different qualities in your patient, try to find out if there is any relationship between these group of symptoms. One symptom will lead to another symptom and leads to another symptom until you will meet the first symptom. So like as I've already described you, suppose a patient had loss of sleep because of he have a very caring nature. So this is one of the particular quality. So you can take all the rubrics in that particular quality, uh, related to that quality, under one theme. So after that, due to this caring nature, if someone in his family falls ill, that person completely dedicates to himself or herself in taking care of that ill one. So that is the next quality you are getting, that taking care or caring is the next quality you are getting. So you may get different reflections of this particular quality. Then due to this, he may lose his sleep. So third quality is loss of sleep. After this losing the sleep, that person might get some symptom like upset stomach in the morning. So he may get irritations, flatulence, vomiting, nausea. So this is again one quality. And this cycle repeats every time when someone fall ill in his family. So you'll have to detect that particular relationship. One symptom will lead to another symptom, and the cycle would go on. And the cycle would repeat in every time the same situation is there with your patient. So if you find a strong symptom in a case, and if it is really characteristic issue of the patient, certainly you will be able to find one or more symptom that expresses the same idea. So yeah, as I've already told you, there may be different reflections of that one quality. So it is certainly that every classical homeopath sees his patient. So if you find, for example, a certain strong emotional symptom, it is for sure you will find the you will find on the physical level elsewhere in the body one or more symptom expressing the same quality. So if there is a very strong emotional symptom, so you might get its reflection on some physical level as well. So also the other way around. So if you find a strong physical symptom, for sure you'll find it in mental sphere as well. For example, in thuja, if we talk about thuja, you'll get split hair, split nail, split urine. If you go to mental level of thuja, there is delusion of being double, split personality. So like if you dig deeper into thuja mentals, you would be able to see that there is some split personality in the mental picture of Thuja. So on one hand, he wants to be very show the world that he's very confident, um, very strong. On other side, he's very weak. So there is duality in his personality as well. You'll get that duality in physical level as well. So this duality is, or splitting is the quality of Thuja. So moving on, if we use Herscu's analysis, you will be able to organize all symptom of your case in maximum 4 to 5 groups of related symptom. So the rubrics doesn't have to be belonging to the same part of the body. So like it is not necessary that you are only using Herscu analysis when you are having mental symptoms. uh, you can use in any group of symptom. The only thing is, if you are getting particular qualities, you can use Herscu's analysis, and is a very efficient tool to be used. So yeah, so minimum sorry, you can add up to like 6 qualities or 6 themes of your case, and then you can report right. So maximum of themes that you can feed in a Herscu's analysis is 6. I guess even 6 is more than enough, because you don't get uh, like so many levels of a reflection of the symptoms. So any symptom you will find, you will be able to fit in one of these existing symptoms. So maximum 4 to 6 ideas will cover every symptom of your case. So you then need to find out relationship, the sequence between these groups, these ideas. If you start the case from the main complaint of the patient, to start from any symptom is possible because it is a circle. y- you will most often be able to find more symptom that express the same idea, that is the same quality. uh, for example, if you have emptiness in stomach, if it is the major symptom, you must have it elsewhere too. So like emptiness, if the patient is giving you the sensation emptiness is in stomach, so you might find that emptiness in other levels as well. So he may present to you like, I feel disoriented, or like I am not able to uh, concentrate anywhere, the ideas don't stay in my mind. So you can take it as emptiness at mental level as well. So this is, in fact, the experience of all great classical homeopaths, Henneman, Herring, Allen Kent. They saw it express it often partially. So all the different doctors, they have, found out about these qualities, but they have they are not able to fully express it. But if we go to newer books, like newer generation of authors like Dr. George Vithulkas, if we talk of Dr. Sankaran, if we talk of Dr. Jan Scholten, if we talk of Dr. Jeremy Sher, so they have understood about these qualities or themes, and they have used this concept in writing their materia medicas or their repertories. So like if we go to Dr. Vithulkas, if you might have read Essence of Homeopathic Materia Medica by Dr. Vithulkas, beautiful book. You will be able to get themes of the drug. If you have read Soul of the Remedy, you would be able to get a particular theme that fits the. So you might get a theme that fits the whole picture. So, so this is about Herscu's analysis. Now I'll come to my Yeah, so I'll come to my RADAROPUS software, and now I'll show you how to work out a case using Herscu's analysis, Herscu's module. So before reporterizing the case, I would like to show you how to use RADAROPUS. A bit overview. I'm not going through the whole software. If you want to know about the whole software, there are webinars that have been previously done on RADAROPUS page, on RADAROPUS India's page. You would be able to see those webinars. So if you want to learn more about RADAROPUS, there are different webinars that have been uploaded on our YouTube channel. So you would be able to see those. So if we talk of RADAROPUS software, you can see the screen is in two sections. The left hand side is the table of content, and right hand side is the main display screen. So there are few icons which are given over here, which would help you in reporterize, which would help you in referencing patient management and all. So the first icon is reportory, and if you click on repertory, list of repertory would open in front of you. So whatever repertory you want to take for polar analysis, take that, but I would advise you, like I personally go for synthesis repertory, because you can get a good reflection of all sort of symptom, mental symptom, clinical symptom, physical symptoms, all in one repertory. So if you have very characteristic mental symptoms, so if your whole case is covering into those mental qualities, then you can use repertory such as mental quality repertory by Dr. Jeremy Sher. If you have very strong sensations your patient getting, and sensation are present in different part of the body, so you can use repertory such as sensation as if by Dr. H.A. Roberts. You can use ward sensation as if. So for now I'm going for synthesis repertory. So I'll type initials of synthesis. If I click on synthesis repertory would open on right hand side of my screen. So here you can see synthesis repertory. Uh, Now, if you want to work on this repertory, there are different icons which can help you in repertorization. So this is an icon of navigation window. If you click on it, all the chapters under this repertory would open. Whatever chapter you want to work on, you can select that chapter and you can find those rubrics. Suppose I go on to skin, all the skin rubric would appear in front of you. If I want to go to itching, I'll just type that, uh, and I'll add the symptoms. So I'll just close this. So now coming on to Herscu's analysis. Uh, so for using Herscu analysis, there are two ways of using it. First is you form normal totality, like uh, like you make in any normal case, and then go to analysis part and take analysis strategy as Herscu's analysis. If I click on one of the clipboard, if you have already reporterized your case, you can click on analysis and go to Herscu analysis, and your case will be analyzed according to that. But this is a bit complicated way. The simpler way of doing that is, sorry, simpler way of doing that is, you can see analysis written over here. If you click on this downward key, you would be able to see two options of Herscu's analysis. First is Herscu analysis. Second is Herscu fundamental segment. So, when we analyze a case using Herscu analysis, the first step is go to segments. If I click on segment, a pop-up window would open. So, like it would give you a brief about Herscu module. If I click on continue, a window like this would open in front of you. So as you can see, a cycle have already been made, and a tab is given to you where you can enter your symptoms. So I'll just start with the symptoms. So before starting with reporterization or analysis, I'll just tell you briefly about the case that I'm going to reporterize. So that case had so many complaints. The patient presented with complaints of hypertension, and kind of malignant hypertension. He used to had blood pressure of 180, 180 by 120 or something like this. So for malignant hypertension, it was managed symptomatically. uh, then like I didn't use a proper module for that. Then other complaints were hypercholesteremia, and these were the complaints. So sort of one-sided diseases. Like if we go to the pathologies, so we were not getting many symptoms of that. Just for headache, he used to get sorry, for hypertension he used to get occipital headache. That's all. No other symptoms were there. So, if we go to the pathology, we go to nosological terminologies, we'll just get common signs of symptoms, which won't help us to individualize. So, when I like dig deeper into the case, like three, four things came into my observation. So, the first thing was that I found he had a very severe sense of jealousy in him. So, that patient, when I dig deeper from the patient, so he was like, his wife had a friend, a male friend, and he was very jealous of her, of that male friend. So he was a colleague, and they used to go out at times, like just for coffees, and also it started to bother that patient. So and he started to getting suspicious. He was, he, whenever he used to get chance, he used to look into his wife's phone, and he was telling it very ruthlessly, yes, he was admitting, yes, I do it. So he was telling me, and he used to think that his wife is ignoring himself. So after that, like, all these jealousy, it was piling up, and then it outburst as abuse. So one day, there was very normal chat. She was chatting to that colleague of hers, and he got into a fit of rage. He become violent. He hit his wife. He was, um so this was the second scenario. After that, after a few days, he became sort of like, he was not at all bothered about anything. It was bothering him, but he was quite indifferent about it. So he was not bothered about anything, what other person is doing, what like his children are doing. So he went into that stage. So I observed that this same thing is happening two three times. Like after like few days, they used to talk, and they talk things out, and after that the same thing is happening. Then after that, it was like with someone else, some of their neighbor. He had, suspicions toward like she might be having affair with a neighbor of hers, of there. So and again the same cycle repeated. Like first jealousy was there, second abuse was there, and then he was getting into bit of indifference. So I got three themes in this case. First quality that I got was jealousy factor. Second I was getting was abuse. Third quality that I got was indifference. And there was physical reflection of these things. Whenever he used to get in anger or rage, his blood pressure used to shoot up, his cholesterols were off the charts. So I reportized my case using these three qualities only. So the first quality, for using Herscu analysis, the first quality, like a cycle like this would appear in front of you. This is the uh, like tab which has already been selected. You don't have to click anywhere. Just simply start using your typing your symptoms. So my repertory, I have already opened it. Whatever repertory you want to work on, please keep it open. So I am typing the chapter mind. All the rubrics have appeared. I'll going to jealousy. So this have been added. I've clicked on it twice, and this have been added. So I'll close this. It would ask me, it is asking me that I want to give this segment a particular name. So I'll just go with jealousy, and I press enter. So a symptom have been added. So I have found different reflections on this particular rubric, jealousy. So I am going to add few more symptoms related to jealousy to it, that are very similar to jealousy. One thing was ailment from jealousy. So I'll just go to mind, ailments from jealousy. So under jealousy, two symptoms have been added. The other symptom that I would like to group under jealousy is suspicion. So it is a reflection of jealousy. So that's why I'm putting this in jealousy section only. So I'll go to mind, suspicious. So three symptoms have been added. Just a second. Yeah. If you double click on it, you would be able to name it. By mistake, it was deleted from my part. So I'm putting it to jealousy. So now I want to add another quality uh, or another segment. So I'll just click on this icon. This is add a new segment. And you can see the cycle, a new segment have been added to the cycle. So the next symptom I would go for is abusive. So I'll give this name abusive. Next, reflection of abusive that I want to take is violent. So abuse is, emotional abuse as well. Uh, so it was very physical abuse. So I'll go for that. So, whatever segment you are working on, just start typing the symptoms and the chapters would open accordingly. Like you don't have to click anywhere. Whatever symptoms you are typing, it would come on the screen itself. So, violent, this have been added. Another symptom that I would take is mind, rage. So I have added three symptoms in abusive as well. Now I want to add another quality. So I'll simply click on this icon and another segment have been added. So the last symptom that I was getting in this patient was indifference. So I'll go to mind, type indifference. So if you're not getting any other symptoms to add or club in that particular section, it is completely all right. You may skip that. So the reflection of indifference in my patient was he had become completely withdrawn. So like I would to take the rubric passive, he was not bothered about anything, he just got into a passive state. So I'll go with the rubric mind, passive, passivity. So this symptom is without any remedies. So many times it may show you. So if we get a symptom like this, if we go to the repertory, it might show us some cross references. So I'll just go to the repertory, and in repertory it is showing me rubric inactivity. So I don't think inactivity is the appropriate rubric to take. So I'll just skip with this portion. So I'll again go to Herscu's fundamental segment. uh, if you want to delete any particular segment, you can click on that and that segment would be deleted. If you want to go to the current symptom in the repertory, you can click on this and you would be redirected to that particular symptom in repertory. If you want to go to this, suppose this is the clipboard which is selected. If you want to go to this particular clipboard, you can click on this icon and it would show you symptoms that I've added in this clipboard. If you want to see, list of clipboards, all the clipboards, you can click on this icon. And if you want to see the fundamental segments or the cycle, you can click on this. It would open into fundamental segment. So like after adding symptom, if you want to add some more symptom to any of these segments, you can simply click on that segment and start typing your symptom. So now if you want to see the analysis, click on here, show Herscu's fundamental segment. Oh, sorry, click over here, Herscu analysis. Your case would be analyzed. So just a minute. So these would show you all different clipboards of different rubrics. If I click on analysis over here, go to Herscu analysis, you would get all different segments that I have put, the result of those segments, and you can see the differentiation. The screen have been split into two sections. The first section shows you all the remedies, like 117 remedy are there, which covers all three sections. And Econite is the drug which is covering like all three sections. So whatever remedy you feel from this group is the most sorry, you'll get the remedies in an alphabetical order. So sorry, my mistake. So whatever remedy you want from this group, so you can do that. So suppose I want to read about hyoscyamus. So if I click on hyoscyamus, these are the rubrics that hyoscyamus is covering. If I go to ignitia, these are the symptoms. So you can look for all the remedies by clicking on that. So you can prescribe the remedies according to that. So after this, you will the first section of the first part of the screen is showing you all the major remedies. Then the second section would show you all the smaller remedies. Like you'll get result of nosode, small or medium remedies. So suppose this is cocculus. So cocculus is covering all these symptoms. So you can take any of these drugs. So, if you want to see normal analysis, go to here, whatever remedy is coming, covering this totality, go to Herscu analysis and check what all symptoms are being covered by that and what intensity. And you can, or which drug is, covering that particular cycle or sequence of events. So it would show you that, and you would be able to prescribe the remedy accordingly. So this was all about Herscu analysis. If you want to save this analysis to a particular patient, you can click on analysis over there, save the current analysis, and it would ask you that if you want to save this in an existing patient or you want to create a new patient, or you can save this as a separate folder as well. Suppose I want to name this Herscu, Herscu mine. So your case will be saved as a folder. Like if you don't want to save it under any existing patient or a new patient, you can save it separately as well. So this is how you uh, analyze your case using Herscu's module. You can recall that analysis by clicking on here and go to recall and analysis. So this was all about Herscu analysis from my part. If you have any doubts, if any of our viewers have any doubt, please feel free to ask. So if even if you have questions after our session, you can get in contact with our team. If you have any questions or queries regarding RADAROPUS software, you can again get in contact with our team. So this was all from my part. Thanks a lot for joining us for today's webinar. Have a good day.